not many people can call it.
Like change as well.
Like, this is just our shitty predictions from two novice strongmen. Like, who actually gives a shit?
So, start whenever.
So guys, welcome to the first episode of Strongman Philosophers. I'm Ben, you probably don't watch my videos, and this is Jamie. So today we're going to be talking about the Arnold Strongman Classic. Me and Jamie train like novice strongman. We're both pretty much very into the sport. So the next major show on the circuit is the Arnold's. So we're just going to talk about like who's there, what we think's going to happen, who we think's going to podium, maybe give a top 5.
This is in March.
Yeah, so it's on the 6th and 7th.
And right
of
now
March.
it's the 21st of Feb, so...
Yeah, so
got a
we've
bit
still
yet
got a
for
bit of time,
preparation.
still got a few weeks.
And some of the rules might change until then, so
Yeah, there's one event, but we'll get onto that in a bit, where we don't really know what they're going to be allowed to do or whatever. But so we've got Mitch Hooper, Martin's Lissis is making his return, probably his last year competing. Ray O'Neill, the current world's strongest man. Andrew Burton, he won the amateur Arnold's last year, so that's how he's qualified. We've got Austin Andrade, Bryce Johnson, Trey Mitchell, Lucas Hatton, Tom Evans and Nick Guardione. We'll go through the events and then we'll go with who we think will do well, like maybe top 3 on each event.
I still think Mitchell will win.
Yeah,
I'll go first.
it's hard to
Mitchell.
look past Mitch in any show really. So the first event, it's pretty much a staple at the Arnold's now. Everyone likes it. I'd like to see him do the Hummer tire deadlift instead. Well, it's the elephant bar. There's no fall this year, so I think there's...
Was it Arnold's that did that really weird stone toss?
Yeah.
Fucking love.
Everyone
Love when
hates
they
it.
do-
Everyone hates
I
it.
love when they do weird events like that.
They have one event, 2 new events, kind of, this year, but we'll get onto them. So the elephant bar deadlift, obviously it's a longer bar, it's raw, and they're only allowed figure 6s by raw, no suit. They're obviously allowed belts. What are you thinking out of these athletes? I think there's only one person who could push Mitch on this, really.
Yeah, definitely Mitch. His raw deadlift, what were it, 470?
No,
Raw as in a belt and straps.
I think Mitch is going to pull £1,000, if I'm being honest. I don't think he's going to go anywhere over. I don't think he'll need
Yeah,
to.
exactly what we'll need to know is really going to push him that apart from, is it Lucas or?
I think Trey Mitchell, we saw him do 470 without a suit at 2024 Deadlift World Champs. I think it's a longer bar. Some people find it more awkward than the normal bar. Some people find it a bit easier, but I think Trey Mitchell could do around 440. I could see him getting second. Austin Andrade could put up a big number, but I see a few of the guys. So Lucas Hatton and Bryce Johnson both put up around 430 kilos recently in their last heavy sessions. I think we could see a lot of surprise from Bryce Johnson.
And Mr. Nell's good as good deadlift.
Ray O'Neill has got a good deadlift, but on this type of setup,
But not really.
I don't think he's going to keep up with the top guys. If it were from height, I think he'd do a lot better. Martins is a bit of a unknown. I could see him getting around the 4.
Martins Leesley's.
I could see him getting the 410 mark. I can't see Martins getting much higher than 410. I think his injuries are going to mentally block him more than anything. Andrew Burton is a bit of an unknown. I think the static events for him and Nick Guardione, we're going to see them dropping. I think my top 3 for the elephant bars are going to be Mitch, Trey Mitchell, and then it's going to be close between Bryce, Austin and Lucas, I think. But I think I'm going to put Bryce. I think Bryce is going to shock us.
Yeah, I agree, yeah.
I think he's going to do well. So next we have the Sear Dumbbell Challenge. I think there's a heavy one and it's a trump. Like more reps on the heavy one will beat whatever they do on the lighter one. Lucas Hatton and Trey Mitchell are just going to be
Crazy over here.
destroying everyone on this. I think Lucas Hatton's going to take this win pretty easily.
Mitch is just good at getting under it, really.
Mitch is good at getting under it. I think he could do decent.
I don't know anything about Ray O'Neill either with his overhead.
Ray O'Neill's overhead's probably his weakest. I'm not sure with dumbbell, but these dumbbells are heavy. I've seen a lot of guys who are pretty good overhead generally, like Bryce Johnson's got a pretty solid overhead. Thomas Evans, I think, is going to be a bit of a unknown on this. Everyone's talking Thomas Evans is going to be like a bit of a dark horse for this. I've seen some of his training, but I haven't seen tons.
I don't know about him.
But he came third at Strongest Man on Earth last year. He did well, but...
So number one for this event?
Number one is going to be Lucas Hatton. Trey Mitchell's just such a monster. I can't see him
not getting second
or even pushing the first. And I think Mitch is just too consistent.
Third for Mitch, yeah.
But Martins is one to watch on this. If Martins comes in the form he were in like 2019, 2020, I think he's going to shock a few people really. Last on day one is the stone to shoulder. Now, I think this is a bit crazy that they haven't got the tombstone as the final event. It's not uncommon for nearly the entire field at the Arnolds to not even get one rep. This year, I think we're going to see a change. There's no Mateus. There's no Mateus, so no one's going to get steamrolled, which is nice. Hopefully Mitch Hooper doesn't do the worst thing ever, call Arnold up and then fail it in front of him. I think Mitch definitely has at least one rep of the tombstone in him. I don't think he's ever in it when they were doing that. I think he was just being a moron. But he admits that were the worst thing he's ever done in his life. Martins is good at stones, especially stuff like the tombstone. And Martins is probably the most experienced in the field.
Often, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think and Arnold's wise, he's competed the most out of all of these guys at the Arnolds, I believe. So he's going to be the most experienced. You'd think it'd be good for the bigger guys.
Even with guys who are experienced with this kind of event that can go either way.
It can go south. It can just go so south. I feel like
I can definitely see Mitchell looking fucking this up.
I think
he definitely can do it.
I think the max reps we'll see will be 3. And that is pushing it. Yeah, that is really pushing it. I'd put my money on Martins doing a couple of reps. Lucas Hatton's bought a similar one. Martin said it's a bit smaller than the real tombstone. But if you're training with someone as close as you can, Trey Mitchell's pretty good with not like Atlas stones, so it might cross over decently. I put money on Bryce Johnson being good at something like this. He's just so weird strong. He's like everyone says he's like Brian Shaw. I've seen him in training with like 185 kilo sandbags or around that, just monging them about. Like I can see him. The stone's awkward and stuff. I could see someone like Austin doing well. This is a pretty unknown event for me.
Yeah, it's super up in the air.
Trey Mitchell's and Lucas Hatton's, like your Nick Guardione and like your Andrew Burton and your Ray Nornell, I could see struggling a bit with this. It's like 186 kilos of awkward rock that I think is just going to be rough. I can't really predict this, but if we had a gun to my head, I think I'd say Martins.
He's just consistent with it.
Yeah, he's like a Mitch, where he's consistent with everything. You don't have crazy outlier events where he's awesome at, but if there were any, I'd say he's awesome at it's like a stupid stone thing. And with his whole like series where he's been going across the world, moving stupid stuff, that's probably helped him in some way.
When he went to in India and he was moving that
big block thing. I think this is going to be a pretty close race between your Mitch, Lucas and Trey overall. I think people like your Tom Evans and Bryce Johnson's could be just constantly there, but it depends. So starting day 2 we have the stone drag. Dinny stones that you put onto some sort of sled that you have to pull. I mean, it's similar to the log pull that they did last year where they moved the logs and then they had to like pick up the handle and walk backwards with it. You've got people training the dinnies, walking them like dinnies, and then you've got people duck walking them separately.
These kinds of events are good though because it's going to separate or let the guys who were lagging behind catch up.
I think this is like one of their...
Gives an opportunity.
This is the weird event that the Arnold... Like, the Arnolds have been doing an outlier event.
like
I love it. They need to do stuff. As much as everyone hates the stone toss, we loved it. We thought a race. I think a lot of the people who are duck walking them are going to be shocked at how wide the heavier Dinny stone is. And when that shit's smashing between the legs instead of just on one leg, I think it's going to mess it up for...
Nippier guys will definitely benefit from this.
Depends on the grip. If they're Dinny stoning it or duck walking it, it's one of them things they're going to have to hook grip unless they're duck walking it.
Does Mitch still have the record for...
Mitch, I believe, still
Stones?
has the record for the Dinny stones, duck quarters. This is where I think
No.
Rain O'Neill and Rain O'Neill, Nick Guardione and Andrew Burton could get some points more fucking up Lucas Hatton and Trey Mitchell. But Trey at Rogue really impressed me with the fact he finished that duck walk power stairs thing. Like, that was the worst event. He was one of the only ones in the whole competition who finished it, and he's one of the heaviest guys there.
Mitch didn't do it.
If these athletes realise they can duck walk it and it's not as bad as we're thinking it's going to be for how wide the Dinny stone
We'll just
is,
have to see on the day.
it's going to be a foot race. Like, how much time is it going to cost someone duck walking one, running back, duck walking the other, over someone just taking them both Dinny stone?
Exactly, yeah. I can definitely see, or most of them at least, running back and forth.
Yeah, I could see. I'd put my money on Mitch for this.
And Nell.
You're going with Nell.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit of an unknown just because we haven't seen Reno on the Dinnies. Like, this is an event where I think someone like Paddy Haynes would have done pretty good on. But yeah, I'm going with Mitch for this. Next is the Austrian Oak. I think this is going to be a year where we see the record for reps broken. 3 guys getting 4 or 5 reps on this. I think some of you might be like, Mitch won't. Mitch is looking so strong in training. I know I'm wearing the Lift Heavy Be Kind shirt. I'm not just trying to glaze Mitch. You'd be stupid if you say Mitch is like not in contention for any event. He's just too well rounded. I don't think Mitch is going to beat Luke's or Trey.
No.
I think Luke's and Trey are going to be pushing each other for that 5th rep. I think Mitch would be lucky to get 4. I could really see Lucas Hatton getting 5. I could see Trey getting 4. Saying that, Thomas Evans is one to look out for on this. In training, he's been doing a lot from what I've seen. Pressing from a rack is so strong. But cleaning the Austrian Oak is just a feat in itself. That is going to throw a lot of guys. I think your Rain O'Neills, Andrew Burton's, Nick Guardione's, this is where they drop big points. I think a lot of the guys would be lucky to get 1. Bryce Johnson is
definitely going to be a gap between the top guys and the mid-pack.
Yeah, it's going to be a few 0s, a few 1s, maybe a 2 or 2 2s or something, and then we're going to see...
The top 3 are going to be 4 or 5.
It's going to be like 3, 4, 5 between like Mitch, Trey and Lucas. I think it's hard to look past them. And finally is... it's ramp rage. It's what they're calling it. So it's a bag race. I forgot the weights. Really annoying.
It's just stupid.
It's stupid heavy. I don't know if it's 350, 375, 400 pounds, or it might be 350, 400 for something. Stupidly heavy, stupid bags that people like Lucas Hatton and Trey Mitchell are probably kicking themselves in their arse that this is the final event. If Tom Stoltman were here, he'd be laughing that this is the last event because he'd just do well in it. I think Mitch is going to do well. Rain O'Neill, I think he's going to shock everyone. I think he's just going to rip them and run. And it's up a ramp.
It's just like a South African Mitch.
Yeah, it's like, other than his overhead, I think Arnold's is more...
Is it Rain O'Neill's first comp since Worlds?
He did the Strongman Champions League finals, which he blitzed everyone in.
I didn't see that.
And he did Rogue Invitational that he didn't do amazing, and he did a Giant Slave that he didn't do amazing at. but after you win Worlds, you normally just let it ride. But this will be a show where he's had a full prep for. So we could see, I think, Mitch Hooper's going to do well on this, Ray O'Neill, Andy Burton. Depending on Bryce Johnson's tank and like how much gas he has in him, he's a tall guy. I think he's the tallest guy.
How far do they have to move?
So I don't know if they're using the exact same ramp they use as the frame, as the timber carry. But the fact it's on an incline as well, that's going to kill these guys off.
I think you'd be smart to take your time if you know you're
no one's going to be running that last bag up.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to just see him trudging along. I think if you drop it, you're fucked. I think picking it up from an incline is just going to be horrendous. Martins and Luke's Hatton training this together. Martins at his new house, he has probably a worse incline than what'll be on the thingy, and they were training it together. Lucas, if his tank is there, I think he could do good.
It's quite a lot of moving it in this comp.
This, for an Arnold's, is a very
gassy
moving Arnold's. Like, obviously you've got your Austrian oak, which is static, but it's for reps. You've got your deadlift.
Exactly,
the deadlift is the only thing really that is a max. The stone drag and the race up the ramp being on the same day is just gonna that could mess up a few of the guys. The strongmen, then the strong women. A little break, strongmen, strongman. Can the guys recover between two moving events where they're giving it their all? We'll see. It's hard to look past Mitch, Ray O'Neill, and even someone like Andrew Burton or Nick Gardione. This is where I think Lucas and Trey lose the contention to win the show. I'm not saying the shit at moving events. I think
it's just
these lighter, fitter guys are gonna,
especially at the end,
spanner in the work. Not many people can call it.
Life change as well.
Like, this is just our shitty predictions from two novice strongmen. Like, who actually gives a shit? It's just what we think. This is where someone like Bryce Johnson could get into that top 5 overall because he's so tall. We could see him be a bit like a Tom Stoltman where he could just get around the bag so easily and his strides will be bigger than everyone else's. I don't think Mitch is going to annihilate everyone.
This will be closer than...
This is going to be the closest Arnold's we've seen in the last 3 years of Mitch Hooper winning.
Step it up.
He's going to have
before he's not even had to do...
like the last event in some of them, and for an Arnold's that's stupid. Right. But there's no grip event for Trey Mitchell to lose loads of points on. There's 2 overhead events for Lucas Hatton and Trey, but it's this last event that I think is going to split them up. Mitch don't run away with it, but he keeps that win. I can't see Mitch not being in first going into the last event. Who knows, Martins might come in 2024 and really,
that'd be awesome to see.
Really push everyone. Like Austin Andrade, we haven't spoke about him much. He could do really well. But against some of these guys, just Thomas Evans, my top 5, we'll do a top 5 prediction. My top 3, Mitchell Hooper. I don't think it's going to be a runaway show for him. It's going to be tight.
Lucas or Trey for second for me.
I'm going to say Lucas. I think Lucas is going to shock us a bit.
But then Trey Mitchell and Ryan O'Neill for 3rd or 4th.
You think Ryan O'Neill's going to be
I feel like
up there?
I feel like Ryan O'Neill because there's a lot of reps and a lot of moving.
I'm going to say... So Mitch, Lucas, Trey Mitchell 3rd. I want to say Tom Evans 4th, but I've been watching Bryce and I'm going to put my money on Bryce 4th and Thomas Evans 5th.
Bryce 5th for me then.
We're not going to make a video on the strong woman just because we don't follow them as closely and it's just going to be, in my opinion, Inez versus Angelica Jardine. I think Inez is too bloody unstoppable at the minute. But we're going to make a video maybe next week on the World's Strongest Man. They've just released all the events. We'll put a bit of a 2p in about that and how we think everyone will do on that. There's still some people to be confirmed. There's still 4 spots left. They need to invite Thomas Evans though. Not that they're ever going to watch this and give a shit. I don't understand how he hasn't got an invite to Worlds. I think this is one of the years for Worlds where the heats events are probably better than the finals events. I'm probably more excited to watch the heats than the finals this year. But there's only 3 major shows this year with Brian Shaw not doing Strongest Man on Earth, so put on
How come he's not doing Strongest Man on Earth?
That's a whole another video, potentially. But
I have no idea why I literally just heard about that.
Hope you enjoyed the video, hope you enjoyed our little 2 pence into our thoughts of the Arnolds. I think it's a nice little change up having 2 events that are new. Apparently the Wheel of Pain's broke, according to Reddit.
When was the last time they used that anyway?
I don't know, but they need to bring it back because that is
so entertaining.
Such a cool event. Fix it, Rogue. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and we will see you probably in my next training video.
Bye bye.
Bye.